Hi, The Blaze.
Hi, is Shawn there?
Yeah, this is Shawn.
Hi, I'm so sorry I'm calling late. This is Maria Brink.
I'm so happy to be able to talk to you today. You guys got some big news on the horizon, and I've been an In This Moment fan for a very long time, so I'm so glad we get the chance.
Awesome.
The first time I actually heard your band was a couple years ago. I got a CD sampler when I was buying something else, and they gave me a free sampler, and of course there was this band In This Moment on there, and your song Prayers was the first track on there, and I thought, holy hell, who has this voice? And I could have swore it had to have been some crazy new band with I thought it was a guy singing with the growl at first. And
right.
come to find out, it's this gorgeous young blonde woman, Maria Brink, was the lead singer, and I had so much respect for you guys right from the get-go.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the new album you guys have coming out, Crossed Wasteland.
Yeah, Crossed Wasteland, yep.
What can you tell us about it?
I think that this is by far, I know it's our strongest album. It's our best album we've ever done. I believe that it's our defining album. I think that we were kind of, we came on board and we were experimenting. We were like trying different things, but I feel like this is like our sound. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, the first album had some melodic stuff, some kind of metalcore, but like this and that. And the second album was a lot more melodic, but this album, I think, is like what our defining sound is. It's got all different vocal range. It's got singing. It's got screaming. It's probably like half and half. It's got like new middle vocal things that I've never even done before. It's got like spoken word. It's got all kinds of great things, and I love it so much. I'm really excited.
Well, and to call it your defining album, that speaks a lot about your band, that you guys have found your, I don't want to say niche, but you guys have found your sound, I guess. Yeah,
that's what I feel like. I feel like this album is our sound, and sometimes it takes, you come onto the scene and you're just trying things, you just love music and you just want to get a record deal and you're just kind of doing what you like, but I feel like this album is what our sound is,
And over the years, you guys have been on tour with a lot of great bands. You've been on tour with Ozzy and Rob Zombie. Is there any, as far as being on the road and being around these other bands, is there any influence from some of these other guys that maybe has been pushed into this album a little bit?
I don't think musically. Of course, we toured with Ozzy, so you're always influenced by, Sabbath and Ozzy and things like that. But we're always influenced by music in the way of like we've toured with such great bands, and we're lovers of music, and so we appreciate all good music and musicians that were around. But so I think just by music that we all individually love, I'm sure it comes into play with having influences. But again, like the new album doesn't sound like any particular thing. Like, it sounds like us, and that's what I'm so excited about it for.
That's definitely something really to be excited about. If you can put your name and only your stamp on a sound like that, which you guys do have your own. By the way, it doesn't happen very often. You guys definitely do have your own sound, and I gotta congratulate you on that, because there's 1,000 bands out there that have everybody else's sound, so.
Right, yeah. But, I'm sure, I have people I love. They're my favorite singers, so I'm sure I'm influenced by them. And, the guys love Pantera and Sabbath, so of course they're influenced by certain things. But we put our, we came together and did our thing with it. And so I hope you like it when you hear it. As
a woman vocalist, and with your vocal range and your singing style, who are some of your influences?
I'm really influenced by, all kinds of women in rock and in, like Sarah McLachlan, she's like not rock at all, and she's one of my favorite singers ever, I love everything from one side to the other. I grew up with a rock and roll mom who was this cool mom, she loved Queen and Black Sabbath, and she took me to see like Stevie Nicks and Tina Turner when I was a really young little girl. And, and I listened to, like, Janis Joplin growing up. So I think that I was influenced by a lot of rock women at a really young age. And I went to concerts at really young ages and saw these old big crowds, screaming for this girl on stage. And it was just so, it was like a dream to me, like, oh my God, I want to be that. I want to do that. So I appreciate my mom kind of bringing women in rock and roll, even when I was such a young little girl, into my life.
Well, it's definitely paid off. A couple weeks ago, I went down to Los Angeles to catch the Golden Gods Awards, and you received a Golden Goddess Award for being the hottest chick in metal.
That's crazy?
That's so cool. And I mean, you had some really, really good competition too. But for anybody that is unfamiliar with In This Moment, I mean, when you see you can't imagine that the voice and the music styling is out there. I mean, just a gorgeous young blonde woman, and all of a sudden this metal is just oozing out of everywhere when you guys, come on stage or when you guys are on a CD player. So I thought that was a really, really cool award for you to get.
Thanks. I had a really fun time that night, and I don't drink a lot, and I was like drunk.
Well, and it was presented by Revolver, and if I remember correctly, they kind of owed you one because there was a cover shoot, I think last year, where they hosed you in laundry detergent, and you ended up being very allergic to it.
Right, yeah. Oh, it's all in good fun. I love Revolver because they've been good, really good supporters for our band since like the beginning. And, winning the award, I think it's just all in good fun. I think it's just great that there's women in rock, in metal, and they've been around for a long time, and they still are. And I think it's good that I'm, maybe a more feminine woman that wears dresses and things, and it just goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover, where you would look at me and maybe expect one thing, and then I show a complete other thing. So it's just it's a good, surprising thing to people that you never really can just judge anybody,
Well, and speaking of seeing you guys hitting up Mayhem Festival this year.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
That is huge.
I'm counting down the days. I think it's a perfect tour for us too because it's a great tour, but it's metal, it's active rock, it's a really good mixed crowd. You know what I mean? And I think that's more appropriate for our band,
Well, and you're joined, second stage, there's bands like In This Moment, and then you've got 3 Inches of Blood out of Canada, you got Winds of Plague, and then on the other side, you got Rob Zombie, and you got Five Finger Death Punch. It scans, like you were saying, the whole gamut. You get a taste of every bit of rock and roll out there, and for you guys to hook up on second stage, you get more of In This Moment out there. I think that's just a great, great opportunity for you and your band.
I'm so excited. I got new dresses being made for it, and I'm just so excited, and I think we're going to have the time of our lives this summer, and I think the new album's coming out right at the same time, and it's all aligning so perfectly, and I'm counting down the days.
Are we going to be able to hear some of the new album played live on the Mayhem Fest?
Oh, yeah, because some of it is just, some of it's like the heaviest stuff we've written, some of it is, and it's so appropriate for just mayhem and the crowd ready and riled up and ready to go. We have a new song called The Gun Show, and it's just about just like a showdown, and it's just so appropriate for that tour, and I think it's going to go over really, really well.
Well, we've got a date coming up that's the closest one to Missoula, Montana is in Auburn, Washington at the White River Amphitheater. A ton of people, including myself, are going to go over, and I tell you what, I'm going to make sure that everybody from Missoula gets their butt over to second stage to see you guys play live, because I've seen you a couple times, and it is a great, great show. You guys do a hell of a good job, not only live, but the new record we're so excited for.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, make sure you come hang out with us too and say hi.
Definitely. And Maria, I got a bunch of songs here lined up. I've got every In This Moment album sitting here. Why don't you pick one of the songs that you want us to play here today at the Blaze?
We'll go totally old school, and we'll go Beautiful Tragedy.
Congratulations again on your award, and we'll see you this summer.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I'll see you this summer. Thanks
Definitely.
for
Good luck.
supporting us. Hello, this is Maria Brink from In This Moment, and you're listening to our song Beautiful Tragedy on the Rockstar Radio Show.